Hi, everyone. Best PR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. It's week 16 in the NFL. We are doing our weekly call with Chris Andrews from AgainstTheNumber.com, where he identifies two selections that he believes still have value. Right now, we usually do this call on Friday. Right now, we're doing the call on Wednesday because of scheduling issues, so we have a little bit more time for these lines to mature. We might get some earlier line value here. Chris Andrews, what's the first NFL game you'd like to discuss with us?
Well, the first game I want to talk about is the Thursday night game, Oakland and San Diego.
Okay.
I think if you looked at San Diego last week, really they played a very good game. They haven't played that many good games during the course of the season. Highly emotional, however. Yes. You saw guys laying on the field after the game, just absorbing all that they feel is going to be their last game. I don't want to play politics here, but whatever you feel, the players feel that was their last game, and that's who's going to go out on the field against the Oakland Raiders. You're looking at the exact opposite situation because now Oakland looks like they're playing their final game, at least a good chance they're playing their final game in Oakland this week. The Raiders have played very strongly this year. They've come off the mat from about a decade or 15 years of being one of the most moribund franchises, not just in football, but in all of sports. They have a lot of good things going their way. They get a TV game here. Very possibly the last game they'll be playing in Oakland. I think you're going to see a very emotionally excited Oakland team against a very emotionally let down San Diego team. And listen, let's face it, San Diego has not been that good this year, and Oakland has been known to put some very good performances together. I think this is one of the good performances you're going to see out of Oakland. I think they win this game easily against San Diego. I saw the number 5.5, 6. It was 5 earlier in the week, up to 5.5, 6 now, and I still think that represents value on Oakland.
That's exactly how I was thinking. Yeah, whenever I see a team like at the end of a game rolling all over the floor like they're a bunch of hippies tripping balls or something, my first thought is, oh my God, fade these guys next game. My only question was 5.5 or 6. Is that too many points? I don't think so. Neither does Chris Andrews. What's your second NFL game you'd like to identify for us today?
Well, I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos on Monday night. This was a game. Listen, they played extremely well that first half last week against Pittsburgh, offensively and really defensively as well. Second half, Pittsburgh made their adjustments. Denver did not. But I don't want to downgrade the team too much off of one half of football. They really did run into a buzzsaw in the Pittsburgh Steelers, who've been playing great, particularly on offense, and they really didn't do much to stop Pittsburgh the second half. But I really think what you saw that first half is a little more indicative of this Denver team. Cincinnati last week played very well in the first game with AJ McCarron as the starter at quarterback. But the second half, they really played very poorly. The offense didn't do much. The defense, listen, they barely held on against the 49ers. 49ers had a couple of chances to get that backdoor cover all the way till the end of the game. And I think with Andy Dalton on the bench, you saw a very good performance. A lot of times you see that. The first game with the key player who's out due to an injury. I don't think you'll see that this week. I think you see a Denver team that really is pretty desperate. They know they have to win at least one of these last two games to get into the playoffs. They don't want to go too far. They got a home game, pretty good crowd in Denver on a Monday night. And Cincinnati, like I said, I think that they're going to miss Andy Dalton a lot, and it's just going to get worse. I think Denver laying 3 with some juice, it looks like, or more likely 3.5 is a little bit more the common number. Either way, I do like Denver. I think they're the right side in this game. I think they handle a wounded Cincinnati team.
Yeah, that's how I was feeling as well. Because obviously, that was a disastrous game for San Francisco last week. They were getting booed on their own home field. My first mental thought was Cincinnati's not as good as they might look here, or even not as decent as they might look here. Question is just, Denver still doesn't have, a really explosive offense with Osweiler, and 3.5 is the market-wide number now. That's a little bit kind of getting up there, right? I mean, Cincinnati does still have other pieces of their puzzle that are pretty competent, right?
Yeah, they do, and I think, like you said, Peter, it is a little scary, of course, to lay over the 3.
Yeah.
If I had the choice, I think I'd probably lay the 3 minus 20. But nonetheless, I think Osweiler, who will start, by the way, it looks like a slam dunk. He is going to start this game. He's not been terrible. He's not been great. And I think the defense, like I said, probably a lot better than what they showed the second half last week. I think they will handle Cincinnati clearly much better than what they did against Pittsburgh.
Well, right now I'm seeing -3.5, plus 100, or -105 market wide. Not even seeing any threes, -120s, but maybe it won't matter. Chris Andrews from AgainstTheNumber.com. Thanks so much, and we will talk to you again next week for the always interesting and unique, quirky Week 17.